Shalom Israel, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Waharakah Kadash, double honors to the elders and apostles in Israel, who rule and teach well, to the Akims on the Iwas and Bywas and those pushing videos in truth and sincerity, to the brothers and sisters in the truth. Now, just want to read this. This is Matthew 24 and verse 4. And Yahushai answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many. Now we know the main person that's come saying that they are Yahweh Shai is Esau. But it says, Take heed that no man deceive you. And this is part of Esau's main witchcraft, to deceive. Now there's this article here. It says, this is ITV News. It says, coronavirus no longer leading cause of death in England and Wales. So now, he wants people to believe that what's cutting down the death rate is the vaccine that, they're rolling out. So to make it seem like these things are working, the death rate has to be going down, because last year all you heard was that people died from Verona. People didn't die of nothing else. That's all we heard. So now, this is another deception of Esau to make people believe that, well, now the vaccine is being rolled out, these death rates are going down. And that's also to try and encourage more people to take these vaccines. So it says, coronavirus was not the leading cause of death in England and Wales last month for the first time since October, new figures show. It says Office for National Statistics data shows COVID-19 was the third leading cause of death in both countries that month, account for 9.2% of all fatalities registered in England and 6.3% in Wales. It says the virus was the leading cause of death each month from November to February. Like I was saying, last year, all you ever heard is that people died. Everyone that died, all they seemed to have died of was this COVID. No one seemed to have died of anything else. It says the leading cause of death in March was dementia and Alzheimer's disease in England, accounting for 10.1% of all deaths registered that month. In Wales, ischemic, I might have said that wrong, heart disease was the leading cause of death in March, accounting for 11.8% of all fatalities. It says the new data comes a day after the government said a further 22 people had died within 28 days of testing positive for COVID-19 as of Wednesday, bringing the UK total to 127,000. Separate figures published by the UK Statistic Agency showed there have been 151,000 deaths registered in the UK, where COVID was mentioned on the death certificate. So we know Esau, that is part of his witchcraft. Like I said, part of that is to deceive, and he's been doing that well. And this is just another form of deception. So remember last year, all you ever heard of people dying, it was from this COVID. Yeah, that's all people died of last year. It says it was the leading cause of death between where did it say that on there? It says the virus was the leading cause of death each month from November to February. Yeah, and all they will do to scare people into taking this vaccine is giving you daily death rates. Like, you don't really see, people ain't used to getting daily death rates, yeah, of anything. So regardless of what they show you, yeah, it's gonna seem bad because, like I said, people ain't used to seeing daily death rates. Now, this is a site called Worldometer. It gives you up-to-date statistics on various things. Now, this is since the year has started. So since the year has started, where's this one here? It says deaths caused by cancer. So we're 4 months into the year, and so far 2.5 million people have died from cancer. Yeah, last year around 80 million people was infected with COVID, with between 1.7 and 1.9 million people dead from COVID. But so far, 4 months into the year, we've got 2.5 million people dead from cancer. Like, how come we didn't hear of none of these deaths last year? Like, all we're seeing was people dying from COVID. Now, with cigarette, death caused by smoking, so far, 4 months into the year, we've got 1.5 million people dead worldwide by COVID. So we can see that Esau's doing his tricks, doing his deceptions. And it's only those that's being diligent, will really understand this is what's happening. Most people, especially some of our people, a lot of our people will be trusting in Esau, taking the vaccine and believing what he says. Now this is Jeremiah 16:19. It says, "O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction." This is how we are protected through affliction, through trials, through tribulation. By us staying truthful, doing the will of the Most High, having faith in the Most High. Because all these things are brought about by the Most High at the end of the day. But it says, "O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and say, Surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit." And it's not even just the Gentiles would find out that they've been inherited lies. Many of our people is going to find out that they've believed lies, they've been deceived by lies. That's why I started off with, be not deceived, man. Many of our people will be deceived, and that's going to lead to their downfall and their destruction. This is Revelation 13:14. It says, "And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those power to do in the sight of the beast, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live." And who's the one that's deceiving these people? This is Esau. And it's that same deceptive means that he's going to be using to bring in the mark. Personally, I believe that those who's taking the vaccine is a good indicator of those who will take the mark if they're still around when Esau actually manages to bring that in. But the script says, "Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times." Our faith and trust in Yahweh Shai is what's going to guide us through, man. This is Revelation 3:10. It says, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth." And there's a big trial that's coming up to try, the house of Jacob. Where's your faith going to be? Is your faith going to be in the Most High, or is your faith going to be in deceiver? And sadly to say, for 2/3 of our people, their faith is going to be in deceiver. But we are not fooled by Satan's devices. We don't see articles like this and think, oh yes, everything's all good now. A lot of our people are looking for lockdown to ease up, and things like this is going to bring a sense of relief to them. Coronavirus no longer leading cause of death in England and Wales. They're going to be thinking like this vaccine that's been rolling out is doing its job. But when you actually look at the stats, 2.5 million people in 4 months so far this year worldwide have died from cancer. Where in last year around between 1.7 and 1.9 million people died, with 80 million infected. Now you do the math, so be not deceived, man. So with that, I'm going to close out and give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Waharaka Kadash, Kwame Allah.